Bros here. I have a video of all the transactions that just happened for the game versus the Raiders. Guys, there's a lot more than I thought would happen, but I'm going to give you my thoughts and why I think these transactions make a lot of sense. So, guys, let's get into it. Bull Bros! Okay, folks, always like and subscribe if you do enjoy the content. I'm Andrew Bull Bros. So, big part of the transaction report is this man right here. We always know, we talked literally just on our live a few moments ago. Corey Lindsley is out probably at least 4 weeks, heart injury, illness, heart, whatever. We don't know the severity of this heart issue, but clearly it's enough that he's on injured reserve. So very sad story, very, unhappy that this happened because he's an amazing offensive lineman and center, and he's a captain of our team, folks. I mean, he's a very important player for the Chargers. So really interesting conversation that he's out. So Andrew Farmer has been called up. So Andrew Farmer is an actual player that, he played specifically for he went to Lane College, right? So really interesting guy. I liked him a lot. I'm surprised that Andrew Farmer, edge rusher, was brought up. He was brought up largely because Joey Bosa was clearly downgraded just barely to doubtful. So he's 6'3", 250 pounds. He ran a 4.72 in the 40-yard dash in the combine. Posted an impressive 38-inch jump vertical and a 9.10 on the broad as well. A lot of people really like him because he just is kind of like a very athletic guy. But again, he's very young, kind of a interesting ball of clay. It'll be interesting to see how he is utilized this week moving forward. This is the first time he's been called up. Last week, if you recall, we called up Brevin Allen, and the week before that, we called Brevin Allen. I think that's largely the reason why we called in Andrew Farmer, because I think if you bring up somebody 3 times for the practice squad, you have to sign them. So this will be kind of a, come up, see what it's like. We'll go from there. Very interesting to see how that plays out. I actually really like Andrew Farmer. He did get a sack in the preseason as well, I think against the Rams, if I remember correctly. Well, the other 2 transactions that are interesting is Dean Marlow on the right and A.J. Finley on the left in this photo right here. So, again, A.J. Finley was actually just released, I believe, a little while ago. I think it was released last week, and he cleared waivers, and we signed him to the practice squad. Now we're elevating him due to these injuries. But, again, very interesting guy. He's from he went to Ole Miss, and he appeared in 48 games versus the Rebels. Again, he was an undrafted free agent, one of the guys that I liked very beginning of the season. He led the team in interceptions. And he had 46 total tackles, solo tackles in 2022. So it's a good tackler, very good. I think he'll definitely be out there for special teams because we have a few people out. Again, we know JT Woods is not available, a non-football illness. And now we have Dean Marlow, to the right of that photo. Again, he was an undrafted free agent at James Madison in 2015. And both, by the way, guys, these are both signed to the 53-man roster. So that would suggest that these injuries are potentially going to be a little longer than expected. So very interesting to see how that played out. But again, he's played 18 of 61 regular season games as a starter. He's played for the Panthers, the Bills, the Lions, Falcons, and now the Chargers. So he's been around the league a lot. So I'm kind of excited to see what he can do. And Brandon Staley talked about him quite a bit yesterday. I knew he was going to be called up. Talked about it a little bit on a live episode we just filmed, but he's a good veteran. He's a good veteran presence back there. Again, Derwin James, and we don't know much about Gilman. Gilman has not been discussed yet. My assumption is he probably will be available because nothing's happened thus far. But again, it'd probably be game time decision is what I would imagine. But I would say Marlow most likely and A.J. Finley will probably be taking the really special teams role because Dean Leonard is also out as well. He's a safety, so he'll be taking some of that pressure off of, on the special teams portion. And last but certainly not least is Keelan Doss has been elevated as well too, guys. So wide receiver, right? Again, he's spent time with the Jags, Falcons, Jets, Giants. Again, he had 2 starts for the Raiders. He had 11 receptions for 133 yards. 12 yards average. Guys, as we know, he did really well in the preseason. I think he was definitely a good pickup for us. Interesting to see him as well. And obviously, Simi Fehoko we signed, but he's probably not